Speaking of contemporary stuff, let's get into recaps, because we had some cool stuff this week.
Yay.
Let's build up. I want to start with the Harvey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Greenblatt said that they made this episode because they had been playing a lot of Mario Kart.
Yep.
And they got Eagle Plum to fucking deliver. It sounds like Super Mario Kart.
It's adorable.
And it sounds enough like it while still also sounding like Harvey.
Yes. And, like, there's, like, some fun shots where it's, like, where it's sort of zoomed out and you're sort of seeing them racing along the track, and it has, like, that weird, stilted, like, classic Mario Kart, like, watching, like, how everybody's doing in the rankings, like, in the original Mario Kart. That I
They should have just
forgot
had
about.
that in the corner the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had
a little mini-map.
I forgot about that janky-ass mini-map. And, like, there was something, like, so unique about how the characters moved on that map that I've, like, never seen anywhere else.
Yeah, it was really pitch perfect in a lot of ways. Like, when they went through the spirit forest, it's like all those Boo levels. Like, the Boos are just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, like, I love how everybody was just sort of doing what they were doing, and there was just these children racing through their lives.
Yeah. Moff just got covered in mud, and he didn't even say anything.
He was like, well, it's Tuesday.
As inside, so outside.
And, you know, they riffed on the different weapons. They used an actual turtle shell at somebody that still had a turtle inside. The banana was completely useless. It didn't do jack shit of anything.
So this is an episode where we get to see Harvey go all aggro, which is always great.
Yay!
I like new Harvey.
Like, they make him make a scowly face, and he's like, ah, with his hands up. Like, put your hands down.
Hands. I bet a decent amount of people just changed that to their avatar.
Yeah.
On social media.
He's so cute.
So it's a go-kart race through Little Bark Grove, and Harvey is being he's like driving like as a driver's ed. He's being like more careful than you actually need to be. And then they get him, Fee and Foo get him to unlock that darkness within him. That it's a recurring thing. He's got something in him. It's not a lot, and it's not like really at risk of coming out unless provoked, but he can go pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It's just that primal side of us all.
I love one of my favorite shots in this episode when they're building their go-karts. Claire actually has like a acetylene torch and a welding mask, and then in the background, Piri Piri just puts a lamp inside a box.
Yeah.
But like a jigsaw puzzle box, as she tries to close it on a lamp.
Nothing about her cart makes sense, yet it works fine. I don't.
Just like her.
Yeah.
And I love the whole, like, Techno Bear and Rooter, like, their cart, like how Techno Bear's just like hugging Rooter, and Rooter's like, grab on tighter to my hips, and Techno Bear's like, I can't, hold on, Techno Bear. It up. But they're like just hugging. I like these two like kind of macho boys, bro boys hugging in this cart.
They're on the same sports team. They smack bottoms.
Yeah. What a lot of the shots reminded me of also was like after you win a race in Mario Kart and it's showing it from all the angles as everybody does the victory laps. Like that bit where they're in the log was very Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. And then Harvey just destroys everyone. Like, mercilessly.
Yeah.
And I love how Randall just did this because he needed money real bad.
Yeah.
and also his mom was in on it. This is the only time they ever seem to have cooperated.
Oh.
And he forgot that it was a thing. Like, huh? Oh, right, that. Who won? We all did. Nah. No. Nikki, that's the exact response you would give.
Homie don't play.
Yeah. And then the submarine was like a bunch of cardboard boxes, and they all still loved it because they're kids.
Yeah, see, that's great plot subversion, because you can tell from the beginning it's not a real submarine.
No.
But you expect them to be like, we did all this for this, bleh! And then it's like, no, they like this cardboard fake-ass submarine.
Cardboard box vehicles are really fun and the best.
Cardboard boxes are the greatest. Like cats know what's up.
You used to be able to, like, buy a TV and then you get a big old box, but now they're too thin to do dick with.
You have to commit to a major household appliance now. It's the only way.
No.
You have to buy a fridge. Oh, man, if you buy a fridge, you can just live in that box.
I did. My family did. I did.
You can't live in the fridge because you'll
days.
suffocate.
Wait, what, Tooch?
And the fridge box.
Yeah. You just slept in there?
Or some kind of large box. I think it was some kind of large box. Now that I think about it, I was like a little baby. It was probably not. I mean, it was still a size of like a child could fit in it, and I had some room. I think the only reason I had to get out of it was because it was too full. It was too messy with snack crumbs.
That's adorable. I'm just picturing baby Tooch with socks in his box eating snacks.
Yeah. What the fuck else am I gonna do? I'm a child and there's no TV inside the box. I ate snacks. I colored, probably. It was great.
My greatest box memory, because I guess we're doing this now, is I made like a sled, or like a toboggan. It was like a bobsled because I was like in it. It was a snow kayak.
It took you guys. You made it with your friend, and it was this elaborate fucking thing that you worked on all night.
And I waited for it to snow, and I would like hang out in it while watching cartoons in my room, waiting for it to snow. And so I was like in it too much and kind of janked it up. And when we finally took it out in the snow, it did not work even a little bit.
It broke immediately.
I like tumbled down the hill, limp.
What else?
Great episode of Harvey. Let's do the Wee Babos. Season 2 of Wee Babos started. There was a first episode that I missed, and then checked out this one, and it's great. They go to the bears go to a yard sale. They get the box of free stuff because they can't afford anything. And, you know what was a great little animation detail?
What?
When Grizz is holding the box of free stuff, and then he, like, pushes it up with his knee.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's heavy.
Yeah.
That's such a fun... That's like Studio Ghibli levels of detail.
Of, like, actually capturing how people interact with the world.
Things.
Yeah, that was so good. I love that. And then, they each get entranced with a different piece of bullshit. Grizz finds... They're not Hulk hands.
They're flesh-colored Hulk hands.
Yeah, they're not even thing hands. They're just like... They're like Zangief hands.
They're terrifying.
They're not hairy enough for that. Yeah, they're just big hands, and he's like, yeah, punching. But he can't get them off, so he's like, please help me get these off, and everybody thinks he's a monster.
And he looks really, like, as soon as he put those on, I was like, huh.
Yeah, it's like really gross. Because the thing is that because of the color they are, it's like he has furless fists. But they're his fists.
And they have like veins popping out, and like it's like,
Yeah. I mean, a woman swung a torch at him.
Yeah.
It got really bad for him there.
It was hilarious.
I did like that he considers the Girl Scouts law enforcement.
And they were so destructive. Like, they destroyed everything. And it's like, those real fists really don't, like, they're foam. Like, they're not gonna...
He destroyed his mailbox, and I was like, I hope he doesn't go to jail for that.
It's so weird that it's a crime to break your own mailbox, but I guess it is. And then Panda found an old phone, and this is what great, because this show is so modern, an old phone is a phone from like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's the kind of phone I had before I got my first smartphone. Mm-hmm. Where it's still got a full keypad, dude!
That's not bad. That's not retro. That's awesome. I miss keypads so much.
I do miss that force feedback.
Hate.
Yeah, like normally if you see like an old cell phone, it'll be like a Razr or a Nokia brick. Like this is something that's not that old.
Yeah. Like, you might still be able to still find one of these things.
Yeah, Yeah, which I like is because the show is so up to date. Like, I bet like teens, like teenagers, like teens, they would look at that and say, what the fuck is that? Because I'm 15 and I've only been cognizant of the world for about 90 minutes.
And he receives some texts from the phone asking him on a date, and seems directly addressed to him, and he's like, being panda about it. And then Ice Bear, at the bottom of the stack of ridiculous whole movies.
Yeah, he there's one that's unlabeled,
which I was terrified about until he put it in.
And it turns out to be an exercise video for pregnant women.
And he was kind of self-conscious about feeling fat because he couldn't put on a t-shirt at the garage sale. So he just like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then the stories start converging because Grizz can't get back in the house because he can't work a doorknob. So he's just desperately trying to find anybody to help and not scream at him. Panda is meeting up with this woman at the cafe for this date. And Grizz, Ice Bear is like, the video ends like, now share this gift of fitness with the world. So he's just...
No, not the world, with other women.
He's running through the streets, and they start playing this song. And then as he's running, other pregnant women just start running with no request to run. They see him, and it's like, clearly it is time for me, a pregnant woman, to run with this bear. And like, you don't even get through like half of the verse of that song, but it's so perfect.
No, it's like, I didn't even know pregnant woman could run, like physically.
I would like, there's that bit where like in the exercise where you're supposed to hop, and I'm like, won't that jank up the baby?
Well, she did say it was a very advanced move, which made sense because I was like, the fact that you're moving at all is crazy to me.
Yeah.
So the date turns out that it was her husband's cell phone that got in the box, and she was meeting with her husband.
Whoops.
And who's this buff man with a vest?
Did you catch who the husband was?
I knew it was some specific voice because it sounded interesting. Who was it?
Lufer.
Oh, I figured that's who it was. I wasn't sure though.
Lufer Igno. You can tell because of the lisp. I heard the lisp from like, that's Lufer.
Yeah.
Because he's deaf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was Katie Crown as the lady. It was Grey Delisle. Because it sounded a lot like Clarence's mom.
It did.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was sure it was. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read the credits because I wanted to make sure it was Lufer, and it said Grey Delisle. And I'm like, man, really? That sounds exactly like Katie Crown.
Huh. So
yeah, but anyway, the lady has a baby. She starts going into labor at this cafe right as Lufer is about to just kill Panda.
Yeah, he's about to kill a panda and commit a crime.
And then
that's like Interpol will get on you for that.
Yeah. And then Ice Bear.
That should be a plot point. That's for some episode that Panda's in danger.
Yeah, and then Ice Bear, who's now in tune with all pregnant women, appears because he knows there's a pregnant woman in need. And he like comes, he's like, and this is sort of the first time we hear him talk without always saying like Ice Bear in front of it. Kind of like, I guess he's done it a couple times before, but like he's
very sparingly. He says a bunch of lines that don't have his name in it, which is a new thing for him.
Yeah, he's like, "We're pregnant woman. Breathe like me. Sit down." We need to go to hospital. We're husband. You be husband.
And then Grizz uses his Hulk hands to stop a car.
Yeah.
And then punch his way through a hospital.
Like he goes
and
to
get
his brothers
immediate
and he's
treatment
like,
because he looks disfigured. He looks so disfigured that he needs to be operated upon immediately.
He's punching through all the doors. Oh, man. And the baby's born and everything's cool.
And the baby's strong enough to get the hands off of him.
Which was, like, surreal. Oh, man. I love that show.
It was a great,
what an
great,
adventure that was.
Yeah. Even just recapping it.
Just like, a lot
It was a dense episode.
A lot of shit happened. And I liked it, and it was particularly current for like me and Nikki because our baby cousin Cora was just born this week.
Yeah, apparently the daughter of our cousin is still our cousin.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why it's like second, third, fourth cousins.
It's so weird that babies have fingers and toenails because like they don't even have bones yet. What do they need? Where do they get off having hard tissues? They have like 4 bones.
They have bones. Their skulls just aren't completely solid yet.
There's no bones in their hands. The bones haven't grown that far yet.
Okay.
They're just squishes.
They're just squishums.
Squishles. Okay. What?
Her name is Cora. Kora. We're gonna maybe convince her to spell it with 2. And when she's 7 years old, we're gonna blow her mind.
Oh yeah.
I think 7 is a good age to absorb the Avatar franchise.
Yeah.
And we still have one more thing to...
I'm gonna be in my 30s. That's gonna fucking suck.
We got one more thing to recap. That's a big thing.
We've got a massive thing to recap.
Oh boy, oh jeez.
So Wander Over Yonder had a musical episode. And normally when a television program show has a musical episode, you'll be like, okay, what's this one about? It's a musical. This show's like, no, this is going to significantly advance the plot of this show in our Silly Time musical episode. You never see that.
No, not really.
It's always a fluff episode. Mm-hmm. And like they always make a huge big deal out of an episode where nothing happens except people sing. So
you could say that about
we're gonna
most
try to make
musicals.
the plot points. We're gonna make the plot points quick so we can focus on what's great about it. Dominator summons Hater to the ship. Hater thinks she's asking him out on a date. He enlists Wander to help him woo her. Meanwhile, Peepers and Sylvia team up to use this opportunity to sabotage Dominator's ship with an ice bomb that would freeze the molten core. They do all those song and dance numbers. It turns out the Dominator called him over because she wanted him to submit like every other villain in the galaxy has, and that her goal is not to conquer the galaxy but to destroy it, which hasn't been clear before.
Yeah.
They do successfully set the bomb off in the core, but it doesn't really work. And what happens is now she has both lava kinesis and cryokinesis. So she's way more powerful. But, because of her outright rejection, Hader is now over his crush on her, but is reinvigorated into, getting back into the conquering game. That's what happened. Let's talk about why it was great. Tooch, in the previous episode we recap, mentioned how great the boarding was on Hader's face in those couple of shots.
Yep.
The whole episode this time is this is the best animation the show has had.
Absolutely.
It never stops moving.
This is the best looking episode. It never stops moving, but not in a hyperkinetic bullshit way.
It never stops being fluid.
Yeah, it's so good. And, people are legit-ass dancing.
Oh my god, her legs.
Her legs.
She's only supposed to have one slit, but fuck it. 2 slits.
She's all noodly.
Oh, my hippie. So hips.
Hippie noodle.
And, there's so many bits, in the first Peepers, Sylvia song, where going and that's how I'll get her. Where they're doing that signature McCracken lean into frame, but super quick.
Yeah.
And this episode also had some kind of important "don't be a fuckboy" message, because Wander was basically teaching Hader that ladies, not just ladies, people like it when you don't just talk about yourself. And so he finally had this revelation, and Hader kind of got it. He was like, I want to know about you. What's your favorite color? Let me get out my Mary Poppins Penguins time outfit.
Yeah.
And do it.
What's gonna make you smile? What numbers to dial?
Yeah, it was so sweet.
Yeah.
And it was like a legitimate...
And it took him a while, let's be fair.
It took him...
He did not get it at first.
It took him
Yeah,
forever.
because he finally hit this wall where he was like, God, like, this is the worst. Like, how am I supposed to know what to say if I don't know anything about her? I want to know everything about her so I can figure out what to say to get her. And then Wander's like, well, fuck, you did it, kinda.
Yeah, we got it. Dale Carnegie. We made it. I mean, it's just Dale Carnegie. But,
Yeah.
there's truth to all that stuff. And then, so they do, the highlight number of the show, for me, is the, I guess you would say it's the Act 2 showstopper. Which is Hader's love ballad, which goes through several different movements. It goes through, like, that Mary Poppins Penguin Boy, and then it's Meatloaf meets Frank Frazetta.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Well, didn't it start as Meatloaf? Like, it started on the piano.
No, the Meatloaf is like when they're going through space and he's like, oh
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
Meatloaf
on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And the whole time he did that whole amazing song and dance number. She wasn't there for any of it.
No.
I love how all the watchdogs were singing along, but two of them had to be mustard and mayo. And they stayed in those costumes after the bit. It's like, oh, what was that one bit? It's like, there's a bit in the song about how I feel. Okay, guys, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You're the greatest.
Trying to get back into it, trying to recapture the magic. And then, like, all that hemming and hawing when he actually tries to ask her out.
Yeah.
Like, he was nailing it on then, and then he was, like, full on high school. It's like, it's okay if you don't wanna.
Get some coffee or something if you're free, if that's okay, if you wanna.
I know this is real stupid, but do you think about maybe... Yeah.
Hader's literally a middle schooler.
He is. It's...
And then we get a song from Dominator that reinforces the idea that, like, no, she's just bad.
Yeah.
She just has she's a sociopath. It's not super aware because she's, like, kind of bubbly and really cute and, generally very likable as a villain, as a character on any extent. It's fun to see her on screen. It's fun to watch her do what she does. But she's horrible.
Yeah.
She just wants to destroy.
And I knew that
She's just
coming.
sadistic.
I knew that was coming because Craig McCracken had sort of suggested as much whenever he does. Every week he'll do like a little post on his Tumblr about that week's episode and the behind the scenes or what the story's about and good memories about making it or what have you. And he said for a while that, like, no, Hader's a bad person. She's just a bad person. So...
Yeah, because that's the whole thing, is that the show is fundamentally about Hader learning to be a good person, because he has it in it. He has it in him, but it's not what he wants to be, but it's what he needs to be. Dominator just sucks.
Yeah.
She's a menace. She's truly horrible.
Like, even Peepers was like, wait, she's not even conquering these planets. She's just destroying them for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like... And at the end, they're like both Wander and Sylvia and Hader and Peepers are like, we have to save the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
for their own, reasons, because Wander and Sylvia want to save the galaxy because they wanted everything to be great and peaceful. And then it's very much a Bowser in Super Mario RPG kind of scenario for Peepers and Hader. It's like, we want to be the guys who do it.
yeah, and we want to do it our own way. And honestly, it's in everyone's interest that they're the baddest people around, because they're not that bad. And they're easy to defeat. Whereas, like, Dominator's, like, impossible to, like, take down.
Yeah, and there was also a number, a very sweet number, which is a slower number that Wander plays on his broke-ass banjo, about he's seeing that Hader's walls are coming down, that he's slowly becoming this better person that he knows he can be, and they're being buddies, and they say buddies like 100 times, which is great because it's the best word for friends.
Well, he was also cheering him up. He was being like, look, you gave it your best shot, you did everything right, she's not interested, but that doesn't make you any less of an important person and you can still be a cool guy and do cool things and have a life and have friends, and it doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. If anything, it means there's a lot of things right with you because she's scary.
It did make me think about, like, if the show was written differently and like in an alternate universe where they were like, okay, what if they actually did hook up, like, if she were a completely different character and not like a sociopath that just wanted to destroy, but like a legitimate villain. I suddenly got this like Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed vibe from Power Rangers. If either of you remember when they actually got married.
I never
watched
Power Rangers.
It was hilarious. They had a Jewish wedding.
Oh, fun.
And it was really great and stupid and silly. So I just had this weird thought of like this show's good enough. They could work with anything, but I like the direction they did go was also good.
Yeah.
Dominator's great. Dominator's great, best villain.
She is. Like, she actually is the greatest in the galaxy.
And now she's twice as powerful.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Like, they ended that really optimistically, and I'm like, are you sure?
It was optimistic for everybody. Everybody kind of had a new lease.
Yeah.
Including the incredibly scary villain.
Yeah, and then like the post credits where it's shown that, like, I guess she just cleans the whole ship herself.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Just
Yeah, it's weird because, like, again, she's horrible, but it's not like they haven't made, they do humanize her a bit. She's still a person. She's just sadistic.
She's just
but she still, like, just does shit.
She's like the opposite of Wander. In the way that Wander gets this high from helping people, she gets this high from destroying people.
Yeah, but it's like literally the same kind of very simple joy that they both get. Anyway, that's it, because we're going super long. I still want to talk about some of these shout-outs, though, because there's some interesting stuff in here. This is just going to be a long episode. So what do you got for shout-outs, Nina?
Let's see here. Touch the Hillbilly says, thanks for keeping me company while I work out. The urge to not laugh around buff men carrying weights is incredibly real. Thank you.
Great name.
Donovan just shouted our podcast along with a couple of other people. Or no, they shouted out to some of their friends about our podcast to listen to us. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring, and that's how we grow as a podcast. Apparently, Ian Jones Qwerty made the same bit that we made about Mad Max being Max Goof.
Yeah,
but we already did.
I feel like everybody made that joke.
Yeah.
But that, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Very Man pointed that out to us.
And they tweeted the line we said, which is, it's just pictures of Max being mad from the film. Because we googled Mad Max Goof to see if somebody had done a mashup, and it's just screen caps.
Yeah.
We got a couple of things from Captain Awesome. Apparently, One Punch Man was the first anime they've ever watched, and we got him to do it. There's a lot of good stuff, homie. And then they said, happy super early birthday to Tooch. I hope that's a goof, because that was 2 months ago. Maybe you mean me? My birthday's in about a month. A little less than a month after this comes out.
I don't know. Yeah,
I did think a whole year went by. I was so confused. I'm like, oh my god, it's already been a year since Tooch's last birthday. Shit.
Tooch has Jack disease. He has late onset Jack disease.
Oh man.
And then he also said, you guys said that you hated going to Comic-Con a while back. I'm going this summer, so I'd like to know what's so bad about it. Also, how was your time at PAX? Couple things to unpack here. We've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. None of us have. Nina has been to New York Comic-Con twice, which is very similar in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of people can go to Comic-Con and enjoy it. It's not an inherently bad thing.
No.
But the thing about it is, it's so many people. It's a sea of humanity. is like a truly oppressive amount of other people that you need to be around.
And San Diego's even worse because some of the lines actually are outside in San Diego.
It's basically a theme park, but instead of getting to ride a roller coaster, you get to watch, like, some famous people show you a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's, it.
Yeah, it's very possible you could enjoy, but it's absolutely not our scene.
I just have no interest in that.
Here's my advice. There are two ways to approach going to a gigantic con like that. One is set aside a very small handful of specific things that you absolutely want to do.
Like and one huge thing a day.
And be prepared to invest your entire time that day being in line or doing what you need to do to make sure you can see that thing or meet that person or buy that toy or whatever you're doing. Or
you gotta be like 2 hours ahead of Shedge because there's other people who want to do the same thing you want to do.
Or, not more, days, too. People camp out the night before. It's crazy.
Kill them.
Or, try not to make any too specific plans, otherwise you'll be disappointed. And just sort of like, maybe float around, do whatever's available, do whatever looks interesting. And don't be alone.
You got Artist Alley and the show floor. There's gonna be a lot of great artists exhibiting at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
support artists.
So, like, don't put either make sure you invest all your time into doing a very select amount of things, or don't put pressure on yourself to feel bad that you missed a panel or you missed this or you missed that. Just like do whatever looks fun and looks like something that is actually available for you to do. And then you might
really assess the kind of things that you enjoy and do those.
And don't
if
be
you
alone.
Just want to wander around the show floor, do that.
If you're ordering food delivery, tip huge.
Mm-hmm.
Tip huge
because they're
those
going
people
through
are
hell.
being literally killed. Tip like 50% minimum. And also make an effort to get away from the con if it becomes too much. Like, Tooch and I went to Anime Expo last summer, which is the biggest con either of us have ever been to. And it's still probably like maybe a fifth the size of San Diego. Because San Diego is just so goddamn big. But like at about 5 o'clock every day, we're like, we need to get out of here and into a bar.
Yeah,
because
so we found a bar. We Google Maps to the closest bar within walking distance and spent a good chunk of the weekend there every day.
It was called El Cholo. It's in downtown Los Angeles. It's great.
And with a New York Comic Con, the second time I went alone initially, and I was going to meet people there. First of all, don't do that. You will never meet anyone at a con that size. A small con, you can make it work, but a Comic Con, like capital C Comic Con, it's impossible to find anybody. I was alone, and it took me like an hour and a half of just wandering around completely lost and like about to have a breakdown before I could start having fun, because it just takes I mean maybe not everybody's like this, but for me, like it, and I live in New York City and there's crowds all the time, but this was like shuffling speed to go anywhere, to do anything.
Like the worst.
Is shuffling. Being surrounded by people
we had a
and
bit
having
of that
no
at Anime
power to
Expo.
go anywhere. Being
Would
stuck.
you say that every day you were shuffling?
I only went one. I only went one day.
Well, shit.
And you know, and it's overstimulation.
It's intense.
It's intense. You know, so just be wary of that. Take care of yourself. If you need a break, give yourself a break. And there's all different ways to have fun at a con, and don't limit yourself to one.
If you have a vehicle, drive a little ways to go if you want to eat someplace, because anywhere around there is gonna be packed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They asked, and they also asked, how was our time at PAX? We've never been to PAX.
They probably got it confused with AX.
Yeah.
Or maybe MagFest, since we were
Or maybe
just
MagFest.
there.
Let's talk about the two of them. Anime Expo, the things that we went... speaking for myself, I went to Anime Expo because the creator of Guilty Gear, Daisuke Watari, was there. He hadn't been in the country in years, so I had to go. And that was a phenomenal panel. And there was other stuff that like I made an effort to go to, like the LaShawn Thomas panel on Cannon Busters.
Also
great panel. I had enough fun to justify going out there, but I would never do it again. Because partially the anime
Same.
con scene is just it's not my scene. I do not like it.
And the same with me in New York Comic Con. I would never pay money to do that again. But if it sort of fell upon me, I just sort of got lucky. Because nowadays it's getting bigger and bigger every year. The convention center cannot hold the people. Buying tickets is impossible. Like, the day they go on sale, they all sell out. Like, if I ever get an opportunity to go again, I'll go. But it's not something I'm going to, like, invest my time and my money to go, because it's not something that I enjoy that much. I'd much rather, like, hang out with friends and watch cartoons and maybe get dinner or go to a bar or something. Like, that's more what I like to do with my free time.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
And then MagFest, which we did all come back from. MagFest is a great show because it's different from a lot of conventions in a lot of ways. Because there's all the convention stuff, but really the heart of it is that there's concerts going on all the time.
That's really what clinches it, because like that you frame your day around that, and it's like you're never without stuff to do for too long, because it's like you got a show coming up, and even if you have nothing to do, I don't know, go see who's playing. It's probably someone cool.
Yeah, like there's a full schedule of concerts, a full schedule of panels, a full schedule of video game tournaments. You can play video games all day if that's what you want to do.
The arcade is vast and always open.
I believe
and
it's...
surprisingly, you can like I'm always surprised when I go down there and you can like wait a few minutes and then get a seat in the game you want to play.
Yeah, and I believe it's the largest standing arcade collection in America.
Wow,
really?
Yeah. And they have all kinds.
MagFest is a great show, but it's kind of unique. I don't know of any other show like MagFest.
And
if there is, tell us.
No, wait. There's something called Classic Game Fest in Austin, I want to say, that also has like a lot of concerts. I don't know if it has the same focus, but I think that's a good show too.
Yeah.
And there's something in Orlando called Orlando Nerdfest, which arose from the ashes of Nerdapalooza, which, even more so than MagFest, is really just... If it's still like Nerdapalooza, it's really a concert series.
Yeah.
And then, there are no panels. There's like... Is concerts going on constantly, and like some merch tables and tournaments. But
that's one thing about MagFest. Like, I like... this year specifically, I didn't go to a single panel... And I had, like, the best time ever.
Yeah, I had a great time, too. So, it's just one of those things where, like, the older you get, the more of these events you go to. You learn about yourself, and you learn about what works for you the best. But I'm very happy that you managed to land a ticket. You're very lucky, and I hope you have a great time. I hope you have fun.
Yeah.
I parked my car illegally. Definitely once, maybe twice.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't if you go to MagFest and you have a parking spot on Saturday, don't move your car.
Nope,
you won't get another one.
You'll have to park at a McDonald's, and you better hope they're as lazy and uncaring as the one we had to park at.
Well, they were busy too. I think that's everything.
There's a couple other things here and there, but we can do that later.
We can save
sometime.
that.
Yeah, we're going ludicrously fast. Next week we're doing the Kung Fu Panda series, and the week after that we're doing home movies.
Woo!
Tooch, is there anything new with Retrospective, or is it just more the same? Actually, talk about Gotta Go Cast.
Gotta Go Cast just dropped on the last day of February.
Ghost Day
and Leap Day.
Leap
Ghost
Day. Like
Day.
all our podcasts updated. All my podcasts updated on Leap Day, that was insane for me. I posted all. By the way, more importantly, the Toon Goons YouTube stuff, that's all done, and it'll be going up every day until we're caught up. That's happening. It's a thing that's happening finally, and the weight is lifted off of my life, so I can take on a weight that weighs slightly less.
Well, what about the goofs? Don't we still have a backlog of those?
Oh yeah, we still got those, but right now the episodes, I don't know, catching up's my top priority right now.
Yeah, I understand.
But
it's quite an accomplishment, Tooch. I salute you. Yeah, and thank you.
I have no idea how I managed to do it. It felt easier than when I first tried to do it, when we only had like 8 episodes. I didn't do it back then. Dumb. But Gotta Go Cast is out. The first episode's up. It was crazy to edit because we rambled so much. I basically did it like I write essays. I just took chunks of paragraphs and moved them around to a better format. It was insane to edit.
Oh, that's how I did it too. What is it about though?
Me and my friend Denton, or John, we're reading every single issue of Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog. And each episode isn't individual issues. That's insane. But it's going up every month, and we're tackling just like the basic story arc chunks and how this giant serial narrative has progressed for better and worse over the couple decades it's been around. It's a fun time, and Mechtrospective, we're doing more stuff with that. I think the next episode's coming out. Well, the next episode, Gundam Thunderbolt finally dropped, and the next episode I think is gonna be either the first look at Macross Delta or part 1 of Marathon, the PC game that Bungie made before Halo. With a Let's Play that'll be going up too on our YouTube eventually, of me playing it. It was fun. I played it on kindergarten mode.
Okay, we've been going an irresponsible amount of time. Thank you all for listening. I've been Nikki.
I've been Nina.
I continue to be Tooch.
Our website is at toongoons.tumblr.com, and you can find all our episodes and links to other shit there. Then thank you for tuning in. I had to say that part.